everybody. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today's topic is happiness. I have all my happy things around me. I have this Wonder Woman mug that one of my best friends gave me because it makes me happy, because I like Wonder Woman. This is one of my favorite shirts that I've had for more years than I care to admit, but it still looks good, so it makes me happy. This is my Sunshine Happy shirt. And so my question to you is, are you happy? Think about that before you answer. Are you happy or are you content? Are you resigned? Are you nonplussed? Are you just meh? And if so, what's stopping you from being happy? And I do like to try and relate everything that I do to a corporate or a business setting. Are you happy with your job? Do you get excited going to work every day? If not, why not? Did you used to? What happened to change that? These are some questions that I want you to think about and I want you to try to answer for yourself. A lot of people don't think they can be happy, at least not at work. Happy is something for Friday night and Saturday morning, and you slowly slip back into misery Sunday as you realize that you have to show up for work on Monday. Why are you living that way? Now, this is not to say that everybody can just quit their job and go out in the streets and dance. It's not what we're talking about. But sometimes there are things you can do to make yourself happy. And here's another thing that I want you to know. Nobody else can make you happy. No job in and of itself can make you happy. You just have to be happy. I had a friend way back before I started coaching, and she was unhappy in her life. So she was going to take another job in another city because she felt that moving to another city was going to make her happy. And she didn't appreciate this when I told it to her, but I said, you're just going to move and still be sad. Yes, that was blunt. I probably could have said that a different way, but again, I was not a coach then. I was just her friend. And she moved, and she was still sad because the sadness was within her. Now, she did some therapy. She went around and understood herself better, understood what she wanted out of life better. Now she's happy, and now she's going to be happy wherever she goes. I've lived in 4 different states. I've been happy the entire time because I know what I like. I know what I want. That's what I want you to figure out. What makes you happy? And if you're not happy, sometimes you do have to settle for content. Think about parents. They love their children more than anything, but nobody wants to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody. Nobody wants to deal with colic and ear infections and diarrhea and everything else. They're not happy in those moments, but ultimately those small moments of, let's call it inconvenience, serve the greater good of rearing a child that they love with all their heart. The kid makes them happy. The circumstances around the kid sometimes makes them want to pull their hair out. Think about those nuances. So again, back to the corporate setting. The job that you're doing, do you love what you do? If so, sometimes it requires you to put up with some ear infections and some colic and some restless nights, all in the service of doing something that you really want to do or doing something that you love. You're not going to be happy all day, every day, 24/7, 365 and a fourth. But try to lay out a life for yourself where the average is to the positive. Are you mostly happy? We'll put it that way. And then I mentioned the word earlier, are you resigned? That's a dangerous place to be in. If you feel like you can't do any better, you won't. And that's sad. You don't have to resign yourself to this is the best I can do. Do better. If you don't know how to do better, get help. That's what career coaches are for. That's what life coaches are for. That's what pastors are for. Whatever it is in your life that you feel is stopping you from being happy, get help to be happy, especially if you need some professional help. I've mentioned before, I'm a coach. Coaches don't fix broken legs in sports. Coaches coach somebody that's already healthy and on the field. If you are feeling like you have something stronger than just a momentary moment of unhappiness, I absolutely urge you to seek professional help. But aside from the stronger issues, every day, just wake up and say, what can I do today to make myself happy? That's part of self-care. Every day, even if it's just eating a biscuit on the way to work. If it makes you happy, do it. Listening to your favorite song in the car, or putting on red lipstick because it makes you feel powerful. Whatever it is that makes you happy, put a little bit of that into your life every day and see if it doesn't affect you in a positive way over time. And you know, sometimes you don't even realize that you're not happy, especially if you've gotten into a routine. And I see this a lot with people who have been doing their life for, say, 5, 10, 15 years. You wake up, you go to work, you get the kids to school, etc. You come home, you eat dinner. If you survive the day, you must be happy, right? Maybe, maybe not. There's something you really want to consider is, are you happy or are you stuck in your routine? Are you comfortable in your routine? And so comfort is not something to be eschewed. It's good to be comfortable, but are you settling for a life that's less than what you want because it's comfortable? You know, are you looking at yourself as, again, just resigned to this is the best I can do because it's what you've been doing for so long? I want you to think about that. You know, they talk about the greatest pleasure you can have in life is the cessation of pain. And so if you don't know you're hurt, you don't realize how much better you can feel until you stop hurting. Sometimes it's hard to recognize. This is why I urge people to talk to someone, to get some help, to pick up a life coach. You know, have a real heart-to-heart with your best friend. Sometimes people who are on the outside looking in can see things that you can't see, and they can give you an avenue to a higher level of happiness that you didn't know existed. I'll use myself as an example. I had bad knees up until 2017. I got used to it. I didn't realize how much pain I was in waking up until I no longer had it. It was a whole new lease on life. But if anybody had asked me, I'm fine. I was happy. I'm always happy. I was in pain though, and I didn't know it. So that's something I want you all to think about as well. Consider letting someone else analyze the circumstances of your life and just have them, you know, maybe they might ask you a couple of questions that you hadn't thought about. That's what a lot of life coaches do, is they'll look at your life and say, have you thought about this? Or, you know, what does this do for you? And make you think about things in a different way. But all of it serves to the greater goal of trying to be happy. And just remember, nobody else can make you happy. And on a side note, you are not responsible for anybody else's happiness. That is a whole different conversation. We'll save that for later. But for now, go forward and do something fun. Have a good weekend. Take care.